Okay, guys, so we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I'll be your friendly Fate Weaver today, because today we are carrying on with our ongoing campaign, our ongoing adventure, playing Ryan Vernier's outstanding Gothic Fantasy RPG, Blackbirds. And with me today are the stars of our Blackbirds adventure, The Truth in Ashes. And I'll go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are and who you're playing? First up is our resident walker of the path of craft and expertise, Dave.
Hey everybody, I'm Dave, and I'm playing Emrys Batch. He is a human elk hunter, walking the path of shadow and subterfuge. Very
nice. Next up is Will.
Hi, I'm Will. I'm playing Naldo Vasari. He is a eloquent scholar and somewhat a little sneaky too. He walks the path of charm and manipulation.
Very nice. And last but certainly not least is George.
Hey everybody, I'm George. I'm playing Leiknir Bluenose, who is a human, and he's from distant Thule. And he's been having visions of a black tower, which is getting closer and closer.
Yeah. So last session, I think George and Dave were here, but Will, you were not. So guys, what happened last time? I'll bring you over to my visual aid here as well.
Will it Will tell the story?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, so Will.
Rocks fell and people died.
Well, I can start off, and Dave, you want to jump in at any point that I missed something? So we went to the keep where we believed Sir Robot was Robat? Robat?
Robat.
No. Robat, yes. Robati. And we basically announced ourselves. And he wound up coming out and greeting us along with someone named Lord Celestianus Verbalis.
Yep.
This is kind of
oh, sorry, George, you actually broke up.
Sir
Hold on.
Simonis Vidivnas. Oh, yeah.
So you want to try that again, George? We had another issue with frickin' Zoom.
Sure. We had also met Sir Simonis Vidivnas.
Yes.
I pronounce it the same. So basically, we learned that people are going missing. They're never seen again. Robot's mother has been, it seems to us, possessed by some kind of spirit. That it walks in her skin, essentially. This is what we heard. We also heard that Morgana is a hostage. Is that right, Dave?
Sort of. She's been used, it seems like, not bait, but like married off to an older fella who had taken interest in her when she was a child.
Sir Anne was due.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
It's a creepy old guy.
Yes. And then I was detecting some weird scent of something beyond the veil. Not quite sure what it was, though. We picked up some new equipment, thanks to Robot. And we heard that his mother's forces are out looking for us. He wants to confront his mother and wanted us to join him in that, and we agreed. I, however, am absolutely 100% confident that he's hiding something from us, and also maybe from Celestianus. And then we ran into a little girl, and I don't remember where this happened, but there was a little girl who told, there she is. Right. She was kind of a thief. So we kind of grabbed her, and she was crying, and she said that Lord Robot is a monster, and that she's allied with some others, and maybe Simonis might be in on it as well. And they're meeting in the dark. They're meeting something dark way out in the woods somewhere. We don't know how often.
Do you remember her relationship to Sir Simonis Vitsunius? Or
she was
Viciunus?
squired or training with him?
Correct. She was squire to him.
squire to him, and he
Right.
struck her when she spoke out against Sir Rabat, saying it was absurd.
Yeah,
Right. When she
Emrys
tried
had
to go to the streets.
gone to collect bread in order to invoke that same ritual that he had done before. And while doing so, he happened to spy this thief. He caught her, and then he... Do you remember what she had described seeing?
Something dark out in the forest. I don't remember.
I don't remember the specifics of it. It sounded to me, if I remember correctly, some kind of ritual was taking place, or something. But I remember Kenyon revealing that he saw those giant footprints, and we thought there may be a connection there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've decided to skulk out into the night and investigate this on our own, to figure out if what she says is true and if Sir Robot is indeed cavorting with dark forces. Then we might have a different decision as to who we're helping. Or maybe he's, being corrupted and we need to save him from it. Who knows?
Yeah, but we're thinking that Robat, is just like his mother, is also possessed by some evil spirit, and then potentially these other ones, or they're just in cahoots with him or them or something. We're not quite sure how it all kind of lines up. Will. Yeah,
and Lichtner, you did have at this place is called Malgrave Keep. There was the stink of the odd here as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is deep within one of the darkened forests nearby. This is a former, this was the seat at some point, and then centuries ago it ended up becoming abandoned for some reason, and the Black Tower became the seat of the local ruler. This place has only been picked up by Sir Robat and his rebels as a stronghold, but it's not really a stronghold. There's a collapsed wall. There's one thing that's different about from the illustration to the circumstances is you can picture this is surrounded by a thick copse of trees and the kind of primal forest going out, as opposed to the cliffs that you see in this illustration. But the ramshackle nature of it and the birds lingering overhead, all that stuff is likely true and present in Malgrave Keep. So, do you have any questions, Naldo?
Can we just go back? Go away from the danger for once.
What is Naldo's thoughts on this plan?
I mean, he's probably fine with it, honestly. Really, he doesn't. He's not a take charge kind of guy. If it seems like a decent plan, then yeah, he'll let it play out.
Does anyone have any fate that they need to flip for, or does everyone have their fate right now?
Yeah, I still have my fate.
I've got a flip for mine.
Okay.
And I haven't done it since we've been playing, so I actually forget how to.
All you need to do is just. Do you have a coin?
Oh yeah. Right here.
Just pick a side, flip the coin. If this is your first time flipping, then it's heads or tails. You pick one. If you fail, then next time you'll flip twice and take the better of the two. And
am I supposed to, not be able to find my coin, then go look somewhere else, and then come back and then find it where I was sitting?
that is the custom we've sort of developed here. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, here it is. All right. So the flower is going to be heads. So I'm going to call heads. Let's see. It is heads.
Okay. So you get your fate back.
Okay.
Then everyone has their fate, and we were leaving with you. We left our last session with you guys skulking outside, hoping to spy Emrys, to spy Rabat escaping. So, why don't we do this, guys? Who is going to take the... Who is the worst at stealth? I'm going to double check and make sure I didn't do this already last week. Awareness Gal. We did not yet. Okay. Who is the worst at stealth?
I have a 44.
I have 40.
Definitely not Emrys, so it's between you two. So then, Leknir, why don't we do this? Naldo and Emrys, why don't you each give us a 1d10 roll, and then Leknir, give us a standard stealth check, please.
Okay. Okay.
Succeeded already. That's awesome. Dave, roll a 1 so you can get a crit.
Oh, right.
That's a
kind of
0.
like a 1.
A 0-1 is a sublime success.
Oh, that's true. It's a 0. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
Better than a crit, I guess.
That's
Right?
even better than a crit. Yeah.
That's amazing.
I'll see your crit and I'll do it 1 better. So what do you guys why don't you tell us first off how you're planning on kind of leaving Mulgrave Keep and how you're planning on setting yourself up? You would know that Sir Robat, just from asking around or from observing, that Sir Robat seems to have taken up residence in one of these tall towers here. Who do you see, or how do you see getting out of here, recognizing that there's the gate, and there's that wooden palisade that seems to not even keep little girls out of the thing? How do you think you're going to get out? You got a sublime success, so really, however you say it happens is how it happens.
Yeah.
But I'm just curious about the narrative.
Are there? Well, let me ask you one question, Dave. Sorry. Are there? Is it ever? Do we notice if anybody is coming and going from time to time, like hunting or any of that sort of thing?
There probably is. Although you guys arrived when it was late, and it's been dark most of the time here. So, like, I'm not sure that you guys have seen. You may have seen some hunters come back like at dusk. But apart from that, there's not at this time of night, not people regularly, coming and going.
Okay.
I think there's probably it was maybe a little cloudy earlier, but the clouds have blown away, and there's this really nice bright moonlight cascading down through the trees, and so we can kind of travel without torches and pick our way between the trees, and I can see enough of the ground cover that we're not stepping in dead brush and stuff like that, and it's just easy pickings for us, and Emrys kind of leads the way, and the other two just follow in his footsteps almost perfectly, and it's just great.
Easy. And so is it out through the palace, out and over the palisade, or have you tried to gain access to the front door, over the walls, or up to the parapets and then down the side? What do you guys think?
I think maybe they're just so relaxed here that the guards are just kind of lounging around, because who's going to come? Nobody comes through the forest in the first place. Somebody's already come once tonight, so it's not going to happen again. So they're playing dice or something like that, and we just right underneath their nose.
Yeah, love it. So you guys managed to get yourselves out and get yourselves concealed where you have a perspective on the tower. I believe there are 2 moons. I don't know this for certain, but I think there's 2 moons in the carcass that shine down on the Carcass Nations. Based on and I've already turned to the illustration. There are 3 moons.
What? Craziness.
Yeah. Ooh.
What is this, Dragonland?
Exactly.
Those must have real tidal confusion.
So while you guys are waiting in here, there's a couple of hours that will pass as it gets really into the dead of night. Is there anything you're doing or talking about? I know that you guys are, I think some of you might be carrying... You know what? Actually, for Jeff to have found a session that he has to miss, this really was probably the one to do it, because I believe he's the one who's carrying the most in his... what do you call it? The condition monitor or whatever? The peril? peril monitor or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How are you guys doing on your peril threshold?
Check. That's under combat, right?
Yeah, under combat tab, it'll be your peril condition.
I am unhindered and unarmed.
Me too.
Awesome.
I'm imperiled. So one level down from. So
that's not that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not losing a skill rank yet. But.
Okay. So you guys are keeping watch. Why don't we do this? Why doesn't everyone give us a... this will be... Oh, I gotta grab my... Where's my tarot character sheet? That's proven to be the easiest thing to reference, to be honest. Why don't you give us an easy toughness check, please? Toughness or resolve, your choice.
I gotta go find resolve first.
Resolve is under willpower.
86. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
One question too while we're doing this.
Yeah.
When the last time I played, I extinguished one of my abilities. So when did...
Yeah, let me think here. I'm trying to remember. When was? Do you remember the last time you played?
Let me see if I can.
Oh, did you? Do you remember being at the pub?
That's what's fixed. It's when we were at the tavern.
Yeah. So then you have not had a chance to get back yet, so that will remain extinguished.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know, how that worked. I couldn't remember.
Yeah,
we interrupt this rekindling for a sneak off into the forest adventure. Sorry.
Yeah.
Now back to your scheduled rekindling.
So the so that you guys are all fine as far as staying awake. No one is drowsing, is nodding off or anything like that. Naldo, you are particularly keen, so I think you are the one who notices when you see the person doesn't silhouette the window and then go down, but you can see a form climb out of the window where Sir Robat apparently is sleeping, and you see something clamber down the side.
Do we need to go investigate that?
So he reaches the base of the tower, and then turns and kind of moves in a jog off into the darkness of the night.
Okay.
What are you guys doing?
That's probably him.
Yeah, I was going to say, that doesn't bode well.
Must follow.
Yeah, let's definitely give chase.
Okay. Now, I expect you guys are trying to remain hidden while pursuing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We keep our sublime success.
That would get out of keep.
You were which, sorry?
Our sublime success.
Sorry, guys. It's fucking Zoom is breaking up the call so bad. I couldn't hear what the last two things you guys said were. Yeah, it's on my end. It's the
Okay.
my side, but it's
Because host.
Do you want to use Roll20 audio?
yeah. Let's just drop out of Zoom and use Roll20 audio for right now.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, I need to find a replacement that's going to work. We had done all the updates and whatnot on Sunday, and our Sunday session was largely without issue. But I don't know what's going on with Zoom lately, but it is not running properly on my machine anymore. I've run all I haven't finished running all of my processor updates and stuff like that, so I'm going to do that too. But it just doesn't seem to be working. So I need to figure a way to get that working again. All right, so then, what you guys were going to do is give chase. Is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Here we go. There we go. All right. So if you are trying to not be seen, I'm going to increase the difficulty of, well, So I'm going to start with a, oh gosh, how am I going to do this? I think the difficulty that you choose to accept for your pursuit is the difficulty I'll impose on his awareness to spot you.
Oh.
So,
that's good.
Then, so the more slowly, the more like hide behind things and whatnot that you're being, the harder it's going to be for them to be able to spot you.
Are we doing a group check again?
It's going to be a little different this time, actually. This is only going to be 3 rounds of pursuit. So you only need to beat them. So, I'm just double checking how this works again. So the pursuit value is movement plus 1d10 chase die. Yeah, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do 3 rounds of checks for you guys. And it's really going to be just you keeping up while remaining hidden. So, I am going to be rolling against his awareness. What penalty do you want to take to your skill checks in order to pursue?
What do you think, guys?
Are you going to take 10%?
Challenging.
Enough? Are we going to go 20%? What do you guys...
Well, what's more important? Following him, right? Or is
Yeah, and I mean,
or
we do have a little bit of benefit, even if whoever it is hears us. There's 3 of us to pursue, so no matter what direction they take off in, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of with George. I mean, what is more important? I think it's catching them at this point.
Well, yeah, but we need to also catch him in the act. Like
yeah.
confront him before he does anything. It's like, what were you up to? Oh, I was just going for a stroll in the night. Like, okay, well, we have no evidence or proof of dark deeds.
Right. Well, and I guess that's a good point. Do we have the ability? So let's say we err on the side of hiding, or not having him spot us. If we lose him, does anybody have some skills that we could use to track him?
Would that be survival, Kev?
It would be, yep.
Well, it's interestingly enough, I've got the bounty hunter talent open. It's the +10 to survival.
Okay.
So if we have to be hidden and we lose his trail, we can try to track him down.
Okay. So maybe that's, yeah. So it seems like then we should impose 20% penalty on his spotting us?
Yeah.
20%, okay.
Yeah, so hard, I think that is.
Yeah, that works for me. Okay, so then, guys, what do you think you're using? Is it stealth? Is it athletics? What are you using to keep up?
Good question. What do you think, guys? I've got a 53 in stealth.
Yeah, my stealth probably my best.
Yeah, I've got a 44, so that's my...
Sorry. I've got a 40 in stealth, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
I have nothing in athletics, and my brawn's not that great, so...
Yeah, I've got 51 in athletics.
I would say stealth.
So you guys can choose to use different skills. Sorry, I should have been clear. Like, you need not all use the same thing. Yeah.
So -20 to my stealth check, and then it hits it.
Okay, and then Licknir, you're using athletics, you said?
I'm going to use athletics, and I'm going to be trying to, like kind of keep like getting rushing up a little bit, trying to see where he is, get kind of dropping back again. So I'm kind of having to like be quiet while I'm moving around.
Okay.
You might want to
Here we go.
just look at my score and not worry too much about what you roll.
Well,
Oh jeez.
the crits are not necessarily means that everybody fails. Naldo, what about you? What are you thinking of using?
There we go.
Um,
I will re-roll that, Kev.
Okay. Oh, spend it. Fortune, you got it.
everybody's. Let's see. I'm thinking maybe
No.
it's
No, they'll do whatever you
I
want.
made it worse.
hell. I'll try just straight up stealth. I mean, that's.
So be hard.
We said that's a 20, right?
Yeah.
This might not end well. Nope.
Okay. So the way it works, because you guys have imposed such a penalty on yourself in order to err on the side of caution, there's a point where you're moving along and you realize that you kind of, no individual one of you can see the form that was moving in the woods any longer. You look at one another and are trying to, like, do you see him? Do you see him? And everybody is utterly lost. And unfortunately, the crit fail comes from your tracker. Now, you can spend fate to avoid that.
Fate spent. Okay, I just spent my fate.
Okay, there you go.
All right, awesome.
And
Does that mean I can re-roll? Even though
no, it means you succeed.
It means I succeed.
Yeah, typically what it means is you avoid the failure or a critical hit or something like that. So for the purpose of this, because you're spending it, you'll get a success. Instead,
Okay.
you spy him. You guys have one success down so far.
Cool.
Okay,
Now-
so now we need 2 more.
2 more to keep the trail. We'll use everybody's fate.
Yeah.
What would you choose to accept this time?
Why don't we back it off a little?
10%.
Yeah. 10.
Yeah, 10's a bit more reasonable.
Go ahead, make your rolls, guys.
Okay.
I have made mine.
Can we use a different skill at this point?
Yep, absolutely. As long as it makes sense in the context of the scene.
That's what I was going to talk to you about.
Yeah.
What about using disguise and being more concerned about trying to camouflage myself with the natural surroundings as opposed to being tiptoey? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I'll let you use it one time because what you would be doing is kind of like, this is, the Predator type thing, right? You're like smearing mud on yourself. You're getting your shiny bits covered. Yeah, I buy that.
Okay. And that's at a 10, so let's see if that works.
Amaris, you want to fortune that?
Yeah, I'm going to re-roll that.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I definitely...
You want to fortune that as well?
I do, Kevin.
Oh my Like a 54% chance that I've...
This is because Jeff is not here to soak up the bad rolls.
That's right. He's like,
Oh, that's
Come
close.
on.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Now, Dave, you don't have slotted that thing that gives you the plus 10 to your stealth, do you? I can't remember what technique you have slotted right now, but one of those gives you a plus 10 to...
No, I have Unblinking Eye set up. I think that's because I added it last game.
Yeah. So as a reminder, you can spend a fortune to swap out your techniques.
Before a roll, I meant.
It is before you rolled, but would you have done that before you went out on this excursion, or would you have kept it in the Unblinking Eye in the thought that you might have...
I don't even know why Unblinking Eye is open because it's a targeted range attack. So I'm not thinking of combat right now.
So let's just do this. Why don't I spend this, and that'll get you the success you need. We'll assume you've got that slotted for now. You swap them out.
I've had Prowler out for most of our.
Oh, then that's why I asked, is because I thought that you've had that most of the time anyway. All right, so then that leaves Naldo. Naldo, you don't have anything that gives you that extra +1, do you?
No. I kind of, well, that wouldn't have helped anyways. It would have helped with the first one.
Okay.
It would have if I'd tried something different, but I've got an idea, I guess, for next time.
Okay, well, more than half of you guys succeeded, so you're still able to continue the move. What you can tell is that whoever this is, they are moving exceptionally quick. You're really having to force yourself to kind of keep up with whoever it is that's ahead of you. This will be your final roll. I failed mine, so I don't spot you guys. What are you doing for this final roll?
I'm gonna, because they're so good at staying away from us and being like ahead. I think I'm gonna lean into watching for broken branches and crushed leaves and stuff, and I'm gonna go with survival this time.
And are you taking the -10 again, or are you taking
-10?
We probably would be doing that, right?
I get a +10 from bounty hunter, so I'm rolling flat.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's go
then
with the -10 for everybody.
-10 for everybody? Okay.
Good job.
Nice. I will fortune that.
Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna spend a fortune. Right.
Oh.
Okay.
Come on, Will.
What about we did the disguise thing. What about using navigation, Kevin? Maybe kind of see if I can tell if there's maybe a specific direction this person's going in, and then kind of seeing if there's maybe a shortcut.
Yeah, like you don't know the destination of this, but that's
Right.
I buy that. Yep.
Okay.
So
Try that at a -10. Good thing
no,
there
you're
is this is
trained in
60.
navigation, right?
I'm not trained in it, but it's an intelligence skill, and all my intelligence skills are flipped to succeed.
Right, but because you're not trained in it, it means that it's flip to fail, so it would cancel out. It's an
Okay,
advanced. It's an advanced skill.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, I got you. I'm tracking.
Okay.
So yeah, still just -10. Still not bad.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys can picture you're making your way through this darkened wood. Do we have a? Oh, I have a creepy wood for us. Hold on, guys.
Yeah, the one
Seriously?
you showed us and didn't want
As
to
a creepy
play.
wood? Oh, that's so hard to believe.
Here we go. All right. Ooh, there's some heroes from times past in this one. My goodness. We haven't used this particular image since the Blackbirds of Yule event.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I only recently took Gita off my naming
Nice.
on the Discord. In 2 years, I probably should remove her.
So, as you guys are getting closer to reaching this place, Lickner, you were the one who has failed. So,
Yeah.
as you guys are continuing to catch up, you can see this. The person is just up ahead of you. There's you're barely able to keep track of them moving along. They seem to be wearing just a simple, tunic and simple pants. There is a weapon that is strapped across their back, it looks like, but they are like seemingly running to the point where you were surprised that someone this, could run at this speed for this long. You reach a point where you're stumbling along, Lickner. You stop to catch your breath, and that is when a cloud passes and one of the moon's light shines down, and what you can see at your feet is a collection of about 3. I want you to picture if a person was somehow hollowed out from the pulp of their skin inward and then dried like you would a salted fish, so it becomes all crinkled and uneven and blanched. There is a pile of 3 such figures below you. Would you give us a resolve check, please?
Yeah.
And this will be at... I think it'll be at challenging. If you got anything that affects your ability to resist fear, you can add that bonus. Okay.
That's a good question. I don't think so.
Okay.
Just double checking. I'm not missing anything. No. And place to check. No. Okay. Here we go. So challenging. Okay.
You want to fortune that?
Have to fortune that. Yeah. Man. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Man. All right. No.
Not a crit fail, though, so that's something. All right, let's do this here. Oops. How does a 5 compare to your peril threshold?
Let's check. That. Okay, my is 6.
Okay.
No, sorry, 10 from a peril threshold.
Okay, I thought so, yeah. All right, so you see this, you're surprised, your eyes go big for a second, but like that's the extent of the reaction you have.
Okay. And I just stand still, and I think I make some kind of sign, so like warding off the evil eye kind of thing.
Okay.
Because I don't know, that's just sort of an instant gut reaction, and then I look around for my companions.
Okay, so you sort of wave to the companions. What you can see, Amorous, you are the furthest ahead, it looks like. And Ronaldo rolled pretty well, too.
Licknir's word for off evil is a swirl somehow. Why is it a swirl?
Amorous, what is your perception bonus, your PB? And Naldo, what is your IB, your intelligence bonus?
Oh.
6 PB.
6 PB, okay.
IB.
8, okay. So then, because I was adding it to your degree of success to figure out which you got the better quality of success. Amorous, what you can see is whoever it is seem to be slowing down, and they seem to be coming to the edge of like a depression of some kind. So they are slowing down to a walk. You sort of like go to the side to try and avoid being seen. What you see is whoever it is takes their sword off, places it leaning against a tree. They grab and pull their tunic off, exposing their bare flesh, which seems pale, and they begin stripping down to nothing. That is when, Naldo, you're kind of behind where Amorous is. You look over and Licknir is gesturing to you about something.
Okay. I feel like I need to back up Amorous and make sure I'm close to him, because this is weird. Nobody strips in the forest in the middle of the night.
So you sort of gesture to Amorous, or sorry, to what do you do to Licknir is to your left?
I think Licknir's like, I do kind of the classic thing, point at my eyes and then point at where that person is.
Sorry, Will, your camera is frozen actually in Roll20.
Oh, okay.
I was wondering why I was like.
His lips aren't moving, but I can hear his voice.
Yeah, I still don't see him. I realize because we're using the
Here's
Roll20 audio, we probably cut out when he's refreshing, right?
yeah, maybe.
I got the spinning circle of Carcosa.
Yeah, I got spinning Carcosa. Let me hit refresh on my side. Overall, getting it, then maybe.
We need to reconnect?
Well, we don't hear him either. That's the strange thing.
Let me try refreshing on my side. I don't think it'll make a difference, but... Okay, I got everybody except for Will.
That's muted. Whoa.
Oh. Force of habit,
Yeah,
man.
it's good.
That's how well I'm trained. Too funny. Okay.
Both up there in the early gates Wi-Fi going, I didn't do it that often.
Oh, I saw a little exclamation mark. Oh, here we go. He's refreshing the browser, it looks like.
Oh.
Yeah, a whole reconnect.
Yeah, it's a downside to using this audio. I mean, one of the downsides of using the audio in Roll20 is that if you have issues with that, then we're out altogether. Okay.
Quickly trying to figure out what his character is going to do. I don't know what to do. Reconnect. Refresh. If I stay offline until the end of the session, do I have to deal with this?
Yeah, if we keep stalling, then Jeff's character will be back.
Right. I think what I will wind up doing, assuming that I'm going to be told to, like, you know, just chill out for a second while Naldo goes off and does something,
Yeah.
is I'm going to wind up, like, taking a knee and you know, without touching, just, you know, visually examining these bodies.
Why don't you give us a let me double check the description of wart cunning.
Oh, okay, cool, yeah.
Because I wonder if that's the skill I'm thinking of here. That's sort of like the Arcana substitute.
I think it's either that or it's alchemy or it covers both. I can't remember.
Yeah, like there's alchemy.
Maybe that's the second one. Okay, so yeah, I think you're right though. I think it is something to do with that.
Okay, here we go. There we go. Yeah, because alchemy is what we use for wart cunning in the sheet, because the Blackbird sheet's not. It's kind of like half done.
Right.
And this one's just what do you call it? Spyhander one's just a better sheet for now.
Yeah.
Which this is the second draft of the Spyhander sheet too.
Oh.
Yeah, they had an older version before that wasn't near. It was functional, but wasn't nearly as nice as this one. This one was done when they did the starter set.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if they're doing a new updated version once they get the new version of the reforged Spyhander out.
Yeah, maybe they'll do a proper Blackbird sheet. And
alchemy, herbology, astrology, and other esoteric studies. That is what wart cunning is. Mm-hmm. Let's see about Oddweft. Yeah. Identify occult symbols, cult activities, research outsiders, interpret omens. So Oddweft, which I think is that is weird.
He logged back in and he's got nothing. In Firefox?
Well, what kind of weird
Firefox
is that,
update?
like, he's still in, you know, the Roll20 session, you know, like it thinks he's here.
Well, he
Otherwise it
exited.
would disappear.
His picture disappeared for a little while. I think he closed his browser and started again, but
I think he probably needs to restart his computer. That's my guess. But we'll see.
Okay. So why don't you give us a what do you call it?
Wart cunning?
No, not wart cunning is what alchemy is. But Oddweft is invocation, I think.
I think we incantation.
Incantation, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What is the difficulty?
Difficulty on this will be let's say challenging. Got you back, Will.
Challenging.
All right.
Yes. Awesome. Oh man. Okay.
It's close. You want to fortune that?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Man.
Nice.
Okay. Look at that. I flipped around. 71 over 17.
Okay. So here's what you know, Licknir, is that for one, you have heard that these types of things, there are likely there are caches of these things that have been found. One of the villages that you passed through on the way down, that was utterly empty. You heard from one survivor how they kept having disappearances and people acting strangely and those types of things happening. And it was suddenly one night when a bunch of pale white figures came in from the wilderness and dragged off everyone living. And every one of the people who came in, those white figures, were the hollowed out remains of those missing people, or the people who seemingly had been replaced and were still in town, appearing as they had before. Dozens of them came into this small town and dragged everyone off. And the way that the man described it, it was clear that he witnessed the horror of his entire friends, family, community dragged off by these things, and he was too scared to follow where they went. He assumed that they were still in the woods, and the expectation or the idea you got was that he at some point was going to walk off into the woods to join them all. But it's exactly as he described here, only the things he described stood and walked.
Okay.
If you spare a look around, you did quite well. You can see it looks as if there are a couple of other... There's another, like... It looks like a pile of, you know, bundled laundry almost in this white... You know, in this moonlight. White, the way, you know, freshly laundered sheets would be. But you can see an eye and a mole. You know it is another pile of flesh. Like what's before you. Naldo, you were saying that you were gesturing to Lek, and you're like, no, I need to go up and see.
Yeah, I was kind of trying to gesture and kind of point at my eyes and say, look, I've got to go up here. You know, I've got to go over here.
Emrys, what are you doing?
He's going to sneak closer.
Why don't you give us a stealth check, please?
Any penalties?
No penalty at this point, just standard. It'll be contested. Double check your AB as well.
Plus the stealth checks. And my AB is 7. Do you want me to add the 10?
No. Just the... Oh, yeah, add the 10 from your talent or technique.
Yeah, okay. That make the routine plus 1.
Yeah. There you go. So that's 3, and your AB is what do you say?
7.
7. So that is 10 is your total degree of success. For me... Okay. So what you're able to do is, Naldo, you start making your way towards where Emrys was. He seems to duck into the shadows and race his way up towards there. There is a pile of clothing there. There is the swords there. Whoever this person is begins to make their way down into the clearing. And once you reach the edge, Emrys, I think I might need a check from you. Hold on.
Friendly, go for drinks and dinner after a check. Nothing dangerous here, nothing perilous. Check your calendar. Can you play Conan?
So when you get there, the light shifts. And let me see if I actually loaded this image. I have a suspicion I did not. Well, let's see.
Saved under, and then they all died. It should be pretty close to the top, and it should be...
Yeah, I've got a nice little chunk of misfortune right now.
Yeah, I know.
That's true.
Why am I speaking for it? I should let Naldo go ahead.
Yeah, it turns
Sorry,
out
Aldo.
it's just like some random like person like that we're following, and we just gave Kevin like all of his fortune.
So as you reach the edge, allow me to first roll.
Allow me to ruin your day.
Let's see here. Okay. So, Emrys, before I describe what you witness, let's see how much peril you take. Only 9. Excuse me. Thank you.
That's only one level because my threshold is at 7.
So you bring yourself down another. What you can see is at the bottom of this gully, there is something at the base. And I will apologize and give a cautionary tale for those at home who do not like body horror. What you see sitting there.
Oh, damn.
Is this.
Wow.
That thing stands about 12 feet tall if it was standing. It is bald, it is bulbous, its feet are swollen to being more of a child's size. The top part of its body does appear to be male because there are no physical characteristics, though they are drenched in gore from what it is consuming. And while its legs remain open, there is an orifice that seems to lead inside. And what you witness, Emrys, is the naked form of Sir Robat walks up to this thing, goes down on all fours, and climbs inside the orifice. There is a disquieting moan from this thing that you will hear in your deepest, darkest hours till your dying day. You do suffer a bit of a shock. Let me roll, though. I did roll for Robat. He did not hear you. I have yet to roll for this horror. Unfortunately, I did not roll well. So this thing sits. You can see on the inside of its belly formless things poking as Robat makes itself at home inside that thing's whatever blasphemous version of a womb is in there. It tears more of the deer away. You can spy out of the corner of your eye, Naldo is behind you. What do you do?
I think I put my hand up, like, kind of like, stay back. You don't want to see this sort of thing.
I've already seen horror.
If you walk up then, Naldo?
Yeah.
10. Compare that to your peril threshold, please.
Oh, yeah. Let me get to peril. It's far too perilous. 8, so that's just 2 over, so I just go up to...
Go down 1.
Peril.
Yeah, down 1 more.
Right.
Perfect.
Go to imperil. Yep,
So the two of you witness this. Now, Naldo, I do need a stealth check from you, though.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Yeah.
No.
Remember to check your AB as well. This will just be a standard difficulty. You're going to add your AB to the difference between what you needed to roll and what you end up rolling. That's an awesome fucking roll. That's 3. So 6 in total. The thing that he has reached inside turns its head. Its head is the size of your torso. It looks in your direction. Its eyes narrow. I'm spending 4 misfortune
Yeah, of course you are.
It should be 5. It shifts, grunts, and something slides out from that orifice and then slowly begins to bring itself up. It is humanoid in shape, but as it turns, you can see its jaw opens up much further than what any humans can. You've heard of snakes from a distant south that can open their mouths as wide. But this thing raises itself up and begins sniffing. What has come out is not the same size as or in any way similar. Long hair this time. Does not look like Robat or whatever it is that crawled inside. It begins stalking, however, in a direction perpendicular to where you guys are. It does not seem to have heard you. What do you guys do? That illustration, incidentally, don't read the stats, but you can find that illustration on page 471 of the core book.
Here, I think it's downstairs.
I'm assuming you want to really drink in the detail, so.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Would folklore be appropriate to try and figure out what we're dealing with or looking at?
Incantation, I think.
Oh yeah, I don't think I even.
Yeah, but if it's, I think incantation is a intelligence. Oh no, it's willpower, isn't it?
Oh, there it is. It's under willpower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's you can try. It's flip to fail, and it would be minus. I mean, like that's why they put ones on these dice. Be minus 20.
Minus 20. Okay, let me just try.
Heck yeah.
There's no reason not to. I mean, he's pretty smart dude.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Nice. But it's flipped to fail.
Oh yeah, that's right. 31 over
31.
You're right.
You could fortune that
right.
if you like, though.
I don't think it's that important.
Emrys is trying to get the attention of Lakenir without making any noise. He's like not paying attention. Like,
yeah, Lakenir, what are you doing? You've seen these things, and it seems like there's at least 2 caches of these skin things.
Yeah, I basically assume that there's more around. There's not just randomly 2. So then when I see that Naldo is kind of like, telling me to wait, that seems like there must be something going on. So then, because these are my companions, I'm gonna head over to where they are, but I try to move there quietly.
Okay, so why don't you give us a stealth check first, and then I'll roll your peril, because you won't be suffering whatever. If you do suffer any peril, you won't be suffering from that.
Okay.
For this roll, so it's a standard agility roll, and then double check your AB as well, too, please.
My AB is 3.
It's 3, so that is a total of 4 degrees of success. Lickner is making a fair bit of noise as he walks over. 10 versus your peril threshold when you see this thing.
I have a 10. So does that equal to, or is it exceed?
That's a good question. I think we've already looked this up before.
Yeah,
I'm sure we
And
have.
I think it's you hit the threshold, then that's enough to trigger it. Because we did that with damage before.
Okay.
But let me just double check here.
I moved it down to in peril just so it's there, and I'll put it back if that's not the roll.
Yeah. Let's take a look at damage in the combat section. That is the technique section. Look at the right section there, Madison. Come on. Come on. Here we go. Here we go. Damage.
I do like that they put 3 ribbons in here because it's often the book is so huge that it's often the case that I need to flip back and forth.
Yeah.
And it'd be so hard to find my place.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. A lot of the Savage Worlds just released their 20th anniversary edition. Their newest books have 3. The previous version of Savage Worlds Adventure Edition had 3 things in it too. Although they've gone away from the German flag colors this time, and they've gone gold, silver, and bronze.
Okay.
But
I haven't even opened my box yet.
Oh, you got it. That's awesome.
Oh.
Yeah, I got it. I'm pretty sure it is a couple days ago. I just haven't opened it.
Equals or exceeds.
Equals. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
they're really nice. They're beautiful fucking books. Great, supplements. I'm not sure what other stuff you may have got with yours, but yeah. Savage Worlds Kickstarter rewards are fucking awesome always. There'll be one more down then, Leknir, as you get there, and your eyes kind of go wild. When you reach there, you see this thing once again. It's giant, anglerfish style jaw drops open with these impossibly long and sharp, like stiletto like teeth, only jagged, more like porcupine spines. Looking, sniffing, and listening for you.
Yeah, I think it was already a little bit off kilter from what I just witnessed, and so now I it's like I turn around and there's something else that I see that's like jarring and shocking.
Yeah. What do you guys do?
Amber says yeah, but you didn't see Rabat go into its womb and find out again, so you're lucky.
La 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 la.
Guys, in retrospect, it was unfortunate that Andrew wasn't able to join us tonight. For the purpose of him getting a full night's sleep, probably for the best he did not.
Yeah.
That's true.
Not so good. Not so good.
So, you can see also, Leknir, something is moving within this thing's disgusting white belly. So if you have any had any questions.
Yeah, I mean, have I ever heard of anything in folklore, or I don't even know what the skills
You can give us another incantation check at -20.
Incantation.
Yeah, and yours is not. You're training in it, so it's no flip to fail.
Right. Okay, here we go. Nope, I will fortune that.
Okay.
Okay. 20. Yeah. Yeah, right.
So, Leknir, I think that having heard of the stories of the missing people and of the things, that town itself, it seemed to be deep within one of the forests where these things issued, both these shambling, hollowed things that came in mass at the end, and the imposters. This seems to be the ruinous mother to both.
Is the mother. You are right. Isn't that what you said to me?
The sickening gore that you see hanging off of that one with the angler's jaw, its flesh seems healthy, almost rosy. And you need not guess the trail of slime leading back towards this thing's opening. That tells you where it came from. It is almost indistinguishable from those things back there, only fully restored and flush with a horrible kind of life. What do you guys do?
The girl is right.
the size of these things' feet, it would be matching what Kenyon had told you guys that he saw back at that cabin.
There were more corpses than piles.
Can we fight this?
What was that, Dave?
Can we fight this, or do we just leave?
I do not know. It must be destroyed, of course.
We're the one who made the incantation check. Can we fight it?
It is.
I mean, we can fight anything. Can we survive the fight? That's the question.
Yeah, now you're talking.
What you would know, I guess, with the roll, whatever this thing is, it is not natural. Which is to say, it is of the odd or it is of the gods. And as a result, it is likely that no mortal blade would affect this thing.
And is it a fate point or a fortune point to make your weapon?
It is a fortune to make it.
I think we used fate points playing on hard mode of Baba.
Yeah. Exactly. Bush League Fate Weaver. Read the rules, Madison. Read the rules. So yeah, you could, but that would also be feeding more fortune to me and tilting the fight in my favor before even the first blow is struck. It also seems to have at least one ally already.
Let's go back and we can confront Robot, or we can just leave camp and...
I mean, destroying this horror would end much suffering. It seems to be the source of almost all the troubles that are happening here. Perhaps this is what we were sent to do. Perhaps this is our fate. To die trying to destroy this creature.
I think you can feel confident that this thing is substantially more powerful than you.
I'm going to get the high ground then. Yeah. But perhaps this is not something that is... It may be something beyond our ability.
Just to be straight on what's going on, Kevin. So this abomination is still sitting there?
It is propped up against a tree that has been like partially uprooted due to its corpulence. Robat or whoever it was that stripped down has crawled inside of it right now, and skulking within about maybe 10 paces away is something disgorged from its
Right, that's what I was curious about, is that thing.
It is still there.
Okay. So it's still within eyesight. We haven't, lost sight of it.
Haven't lost sight. It seems to be going in a different direction from you guys. It did not seemingly notice.
Is it going in a direction of anything we know where, is it going towards a civilization? Is it just kind of wandering in the woods?
I don't think you guys have any earthly idea where you are. You're in, acres and acres of untamed wild woods, which may be why this thing is here. Although this is probably closer to the Black Tower than it is to Ramblecross, the town that you guys first came in.
Before we came up to the tower, okay.
Yeah.
With how long you've been traveling, this may be equidistant between the Black Tower and the and Mulgrave Keep.
I'm gonna head back.
Can we go back to the tower?
The keep.
I think so. The keep, and if Robat comes back, maybe we confront him when he's on his own.
Damn it. I want to stay.
You're welcome to.
I've got a trait that I might be able to use, but yeah, but I've got to get something.
Yeah.
I've got to get flesh or blood. And I would think there's got to be some sort of unholy fluid that's been left behind, which would qualify.
Yeah, and there may be, so Naldo's trait, that trait comes from something he saw in Carrick.
Yeah, it was when we were trying to leave the city.
And one thing, Naldo, what you see here is very similar
I knew it.
to what you witnessed there. What you know, it's unclear what has happened to the gods. It is certain that many of their servants have gone mad. It is certain that the seasons have been thrown into chaos. Winter one day, spring the next, summer for 7 months. What you know is what you are seeing is something that is an agent of the divine. So Naldo, when he says that if he can get some of this, there is an intensity to it, Emrys, that you've not seen before, and trying to think of what the word I'm looking for is. There is a insistence to it, Will. Is that, do I have that right?
Yeah, yeah, and I'm trying to think of the word too. Because it's more than insistence. Damn, but yeah, he's...
So he is certain
he's
that...
very obsessed with that all of a sudden.
Yeah. Licknir, what do you make of this? Of Naldo's insistence that we must get something?
I mean, he's like kind of flooded right now with all the things that he tries to have control over, but he also at the same time fears, like the odd, like, you know, beyond the veil. And so he's kind of looking to Naldo to take the lead a bit as he kind of recovers. So, you know, and he also trusts his companions implicitly. So I think he's happy to help with whatever Naldo has to do to try to accomplish this.
So Emrys, you turn to go back. Naldo seems, the way he has grabbed your arm, like, we need to stay. It's almost hurting you with how tightly he's gripping you. Do I have that right, Will?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
he's a little obsessed here.
Reminiscent of his crazed obsession when we first saw him after he agreed to leave the city.
And you know what it is? It's almost like with how, like, he's a charming motherfucker most of the time, right? Like, he's the kind of guy that everybody gets along with. With as discombobulated as he seemed when you first ran into him in Carrick, when he was ready to go out, he is as collected and intent with purpose at this point. Almost like he's finally found his footing once again after being thoroughly shaken by what he viewed and was exposed to in Carrick.
Yeah.
I think Emrys turned your eyes.
So, if you do nothing, guys, tell me if you choose to do anything else. After looking around further, whatever it was that was expunged, or not expunged, that was extruded from her, or this thing, turns back, and as it walks over, its giant jaws change back down to the form of a willowy nude woman. Drops to her knees, and crawls back inside. It is several hours before you hear this. When near the early pre-dawn duskiness, you can hear this thing moan once again, and something else slides out, and pulling itself up, it is Robat. Walks over to where he had left his clothes nude, cleans himself off of the gore and viscera that surround him. I say gore and viscera, to be honest, it's a something closer to an ambionic fluid.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Some sort of...
But horrific in texture and odor. Cleans himself off of this, redresses, and then breaks into a jog, heading back in the direction that you guys had found. Once he does so, this thing, having finished its meal, lumbers to the side. You can hear a horrible sloshing within it. And it gets up much more agilely than what you would have expected. It gets up, and very swiftly it tosses the carcass of that consumed deer and begins stalking off. And it does not move like the lumbering, enormous giant you would expect. It's almost comical, if it wasn't so disturbing, how this thing teeters and moves its way off like a toddler. You think you can hear a horrible giggle as it seems to sprint off, bumping into trees as it goes, in search of something further to eat. What is left behind is a smear of what contains what is contained within it. Naldo, what is there is what you could recover.
I think he walks over and he actually, he looks at it and he crouches down. And I think he just kind of runs his fingers through it.
So the rest of you, if you get within 10 paces of this thing, the stench hits you. Mm-hmm. Naldo seems intent and unaware of the odor. You reach your way over. You're able to collect whatever is necessary. What do you store it in?
Oh, I didn't know if I was going to store it. I was just thinking just smelling it and kind of memorizing it.
Oh, yeah, you don't need to keep... Oh, it does say you need to... The reason I was thinking that is because using it to track the source of the discomfort. Like a needle to a lodestone.
Yeah, you after examining some of its stuff...
You can tap
into corruption within their flesh, which I interpret to be meat.
No, that yeah, meat? I buy that. Yep.
Because something happened to me, and it was not cool.
So you will know now. Any survival or awareness tests, you will be able to flip to succeed.
Yep.
On those things.
Okay. Cool.
What do you guys do now?
I don't know about anybody else, but I need a drink.
I think we should get back to the keep then.
What do you intend? So let's make it'll be one survival roll at hard for Emrys.
Okay.
And then you guys will be making a hard toughness check, please.
Is it just toughness, or can we use resolve again?
No, this one you do need to use tough. You can use you can use toughness, or you can use survival for that check. But let's just see how Emrys does. Emrys is going to dictate what the if he gets a
hard at -20, I get a +10, so I can go challenging.
Correct. Yeah, -10. Nice.
Oh, man.
Awesome. All right, so actually, you guys, make your toughness or survival check at -10. So yours you can make with no modifier, Emrys. Nice.
Whoop. Try challenging. There we go.
Nice,
I'm
Naldo.
gonna fortune that.
Lechner, you want to fortune that?
I do.
Okay.
There we go.
I mean,
I'm
you
the
have
Jeff.
seen some. I think you've known what might have been waiting for you at the tower. Oop, it is. So it's rolling the dice, but I'm getting the lags of like rolling the dice.
Oh,
Oh, there it goes.
16 versus your peril threshold, please, Lechner.
Yeah.
Is that 2?
I got a 10, so that's gonna. It's a 10, so then.
I think every threshold is
going
6 up from that. So it'd be 2.
Oh, yeah. 10, 16, yeah.
Yeah,
so,
so
yes, that's
2
correct.
more down on your peril threshold.
Two
But
more
that'll,
down to. Ooh, not good.
that'll be by the time you reach back at the castle. So as you guys, or at Mulgrave Keep, as you guys are making your way there, what, if anything, do you talk about?
Emrys takes us around the east side of camp first, because he had told that young girl to wait.
Yeah. So that's when you get back there, but you guys are going to have several hours of time to discuss if there's anything you guys want to discuss or plan or whatever.
Yeah. Naldo, what was it you were doing back there exactly?
I can trace what that is. Whenever it's close, I can track it. I have to touch flesh or bodily fluid, but once I do, I can track it. I can find it again. I still don't know what it is, though. Only that it hurts.
Why was Robat going?
Was it? Was that Emrys?
Why was Robat going inside?
You're asking the wrong person. Because let's see, what we said that was. What did we? Oh, we said that was incantation. Would be the knowledge for that, Kevin.
Yes.
I mean, I can make a roll, but I don't think
You've
it's
already
gonna
failed about knowledge about this
Yeah.
thing, so you can't.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to help. I have no idea what it is, but it's wrong.
It seemed to be. Well, it seemed to be. I do not know either, but it seemed like it was perhaps regenerating or becoming itself for a moment.
He did seem
Recent.
flush with life once he wiped the viscera off of himself.
See, those corpses I saw, they were sucked dry. Perhaps that would happen to him as well if he did not perform this ritual, not ritual for lack of a better word, but this routine often enough to prevent that from happening. Maybe this is how he stops it, to keep that body for a while.
So was it truly Robat that we're dealing with? Or is it some creature in Robat's image?
I think it's a creature inside him, inside his body, wearing his skin.
I think we're both the same thing. I think Robot is something else. And I think there's some sort of symbiotic relationship between Robot and whatever that was that came out and went back in.
If Canyon was here, we could describe that woman and see if he recognized her.
Yeah.
Could it be his little sister?
Give us an awareness check. Let's see here. We'll make it at hard, please. So is awareness what I want? Scrutinize it.
Yeah, I was fixing to say, what is scrutinize?
Yeah, scrutinize is for like the awareness is like passive kind of perception stuff. Scrutinize is like carefully studying stuff.
Like investigation?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
So give us a scrutinize check. You want to fortune that, Emrys?
No.
No? Okay.
Only got
Really?
30% chance. What the hell? We're running out of time.
Yeah, do
Yeah.
it.
There you go.
You're quite certain it's not. Just based on the physiognomy is so different, unless they like that Morgana was adopted in some way, like different hair color, different different features. Whoever that person is, even healthier and whatnot, also has the kind of like simple look of a peasant with the way their hair was cut. Yeah, it does not seem like that was Morgana, unless she is dramatically different looking than what Robat is.
Maybe I could ask the Squire if she knows about them. I've seen her before.
What do you guys
What do we do
intend?
now?
Yes, I was just going to ask. What are you guys doing now?
I'm going to invent the flamethrower, is what I'm going to do.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
I think tell me, you gotta tell me if I'm wrong. It sounds to me like our plan is to head back to the keep,
Yeah.
not have Robat or whoever it is, spot us, so we maybe let him get ahead for a while, so we're not even having to like hide from him because we know where he's going. Get back there, get a drink, sounded like was on the list, and then reconvene with our other companions, fill them all in, and then come up with a plan about whether we should confront Robat, which would then mean his allies as well who are here, or to, figure out some other thing we want to do, but I don't know what that is. The mom is also one of these things, or that's a lie and the mom is actually not one of these things. That's a possibility.
Right?
So we might want to go there next.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And the visions that we had were of the Black Tower. Now that could be symbolic of the House B, but maybe the answers are somehow in the tower itself.
Yeah, that was going to be the next thing. Is there some sort of, I don't know, some sort of, not library is not the word I'm looking for. Some sort of historical record. What's a logbook? There you go. That's the word I'm looking for.
A logbook?
Yeah, some sort of historical record of day by day, kind of what happens. Surely there's a scribe of some sort who keeps up with day-to-day happenings.
I'm not sure.
One, but he was the richest man in Wessex, so I don't know.
I mean, I'm just thinking.
There could be like journals or something like that too, but I mean,
could be journals, anything like that. I think in the military sense. That's where my brain is coming from, is the military sense. Somebody keeps track of what happens.
Well, and also just eyewitnesses too.
And the thing to remember about this, like setting aside that it's a like late medieval setting, it's also been at civil war pretty much across this entire nation for more than a decade. And the time you guys find yourself in right now, as the players, you know that the gods are dead. They were killed by the not the patriarchs. What are they called? The oligarchs.
Yeah.
What you would know, your characters would know, is that you are experiencing things unprecedented in history as far as the manifestations and the madness of the gods' servants. The world seems to be... Some would call it the world is ending, so... I mentioned that just...
That might be the one...
Go ahead, Will. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. I was just going to say, I think that might be the last thing that Naldo really shares with his companions, is that what we saw, there was a touch, there was a spark of divinity to it. I know that.
Corrupted divinity?
I'm not a theologian.
Without question, I think in Lechner's mind, from your successful things, this thing is a fragment of the gods. The gods are lost or corrupted.
Right.
The gods could be cruel and capricious before, and often silent. This is unlike anything. This is a twisted manifestation of something outside of anything you've seen or heard of before. What I will say, Naldo, is that if any place is likely to have a record, the seat of the Black Tower holding, that likely would be the place to find some kind of record of what had happened and what's been going on.
Okay.
You also can feel that if you are with this connection with this thing, you likely would have that same advantage for its spawn.
That's great.
It's great to know that it's got spawn.
Well, I mean, I feel like that's what we witnessed.
Oh yeah, the creatures that come out. Yeah.
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 And went in and out.
Oh,
So that brings us, guys, to the end of today's session, though. So each of you gets 1 RP, and I have no doubt a good night's sleep tonight.
oh yeah.
As is, and I will say too, like, this is something drawn directly from the game as well. This is not something that is a twisted invention of my own. So I want to give full credit to Ryan for this amazing stuff. We are in session 13. I have been working towards this reveal for 13 sessions, guys. More than
That's
3
awesome.
months of build-up to get to this reveal, so it was definitely...
Wow.
Was it good for you?
Yeah.
I mean, it was horrifying. It's horrifying.
In my mind's eye, through all of it, all I could think of was the newer Alien movies.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Whether it was Romulus,
exactly what I
Covenant, Prometheus, all of those. That's what was in my mind's eye.
Oh, yeah.
Same.
Yeah. So the let's see here. For those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for session or chapter 13 of our Blackbirds adventure, The Truth in Ashes. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the adventure, or the game we're playing, and again, if you want to get a copy of the quick start for this, or you want to purchase a copy yourself, there's a link in the description of the video to the Blackbirds website. There is hopefully anytime now another source book that's coming out for it as well that'll feature, including more information about Elkland. There is also a link down below to our friends at Noble. Also, a link down below to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, where we have channels dedicated to Powered by Zweihander games, as well as most other games we run on the channel. Before I forget, you guys each get 1 RP as well. There is also channels there for Find a Group, for GM discussion. There is a really great community that has built up over the years over there, and you are more than welcome to join us. There's also a link down below to our friends at Noble Knight Games, and I still have not got our updated discount code, not for lack of responsiveness on their part, because I still haven't emailed. I have it open before this session. I'm going to be finishing that email, and I'll get an updated discount code. If you're not familiar, Noble Knight Games is the preeminent unionized retailer of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs in North America. Not only do they have an incredible selection of new role-playing games, board games, and card games, they have an unmatched selection of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs. If they don't have something in stock that you are looking for, you can put it on a want list, and they'll send you an email when it comes in. And when you do pick it up, when we do have the updated discount code, you will be able to save 10% on your purchase by entering that code. I will hopefully have that by Friday. I will send that. Our contact there, Nick, has been been incredibly responsive in past, so I expect I should have it by Friday, and we'll have the updated discount code for you there. So if you have something sitting in your cart that you're waiting for that code, my apologies for the delay. That has been 100% on my part. There's also a link down below to something called Heroes Save Villages, which is the charity fundraising campaign we run on the channel. It benefits the SOS Children's Villages International Charity, an incredible organization active in over 130 countries, benefiting over 80,000 orphaned and abandoned children, including ongoing relief efforts in a bunch of different places right now. If you follow that link and make a donation, all of it goes to them directly. None of it goes to the channel or any other middleman. And as a way of saying thank you to our generous donors, we have been running for the second half of this year a series of mashup sessions, taking classic RPG campaigns and running them with, or adventures, and running them with games that are not designed to be played with. Next up on the list will be a session inspired by the Great Pendragon campaign published for the Pendragon RPG that we're going to be playing with Fallout, the RPG published by Modifius Entertainment. I have an idea together for us. I think it'll be a really fun session. Donors will be able to vote, though, on 2 more mashups. We have 2 more mashups coming up, and hopefully those will be as interesting and unusual as what our past ones have been, playing Acton Cthulhu to play an expedition to the Barrier Peaks, and playing Lex Arcana to go in search of the masks of Nyarlathotep. The last thing I will say is a huge thank you to our stalwart players, our flock. So, Dave, Will, and George, thank you so much for playing today, guys. This has been just a ton of fun, and I really was looking forward to this reveal. That was your faces alone. I think I'm gonna have to go back and revisit, because there were some terrific reactions to that.
I gotta put this book very far away from me.
And a thanks to Ryan too, Ryan Vernier, for what a fucking awesome monster to use. For those listening at home, we'll be back in the Carcass Nations in 1 week's time to see what our heroes do next at Mulgrave Keep. But until then, we hope that we gave you a few hours to take your mind off the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our Blackbirds are going from bad to bad to bad in Elkland. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.
Yeah.